Okay, huge day yesterday in gold, silver, the miners, which I'll get into in a second. Let me start off by looking at the DXY. And this is one of the reason probably. There was some some dovish comments by, I forgot the name of one of the Fed speakers. I think that's what created the catalyst for gold really to spike and everything else to follow, and the DXY to fall. I'm not sure whether the dollar fell first or it happened completely at the same time. But anyway, dollar crashed through 103, which for me was support. Here we are the next day, today, this morning. We're just sort of going sideways, I would say, for now. For me, the next real obvious support is down here ish. So 101.8, 102, 102, let's say, or just below. So, but do we go back up and retest where we were before, just above 103? I'm not sure. Or maybe we just end up sliding back down to 102. This is quite a massive drop for the DXY, which makes sense if the rate hikes are really off the table. To be honest, it could retrace the whole move, and if it does, it would just keep going. And I've said that before. So DXY down, that sent the precious metals up. Let's look at the commodities straight away. I'm not going to talk about the markets in this video. I'm not going to talk about interest rates. I'll go straight to commodities. And I'm going to go very quickly through the other commodities because I want to get straight to gold, silver, and the miners. Copper, had a nice little green day. Okay, today it's a bit of a strange candle there. I'm not sure why copper would gap up at all, but there we are. It's actually up though, despite the red candle. It's up, it's gapped up. So let's see. Let's see what the markets do, because copper tends to care about the market moves also. The market's pretty much just been going sideways at resistance. I'm not going to talk about the markets, but that's all you need to know. It's just gone up a lot, hasn't dropped, but it's about to drop because it's made a massive move and it's pretty much at resistance. Natural gas, this one is just, I mean, what a disappointment. We had this huge move, not even huge actually, just this breach above 3, which took ages, this one. And there was a lot of false signals, just really horrible for technical traders, because every time it would always close, just not close, but it would flush certain levels and close just within the correct technical boundaries. And then, here comes the big move. Well, I'm expecting quite a few others, I reckon, a big move up to 4, doesn't do it, comes back down. Yeah. And then back to support where you think it would bounce, where I thought it would bounce, and then bam, we have this big flush yesterday, which I didn't really pay too much attention to because of what's happening in the metals. Are we at support? Look at these candles over here. I suppose we are, but who knows with natural gas? It could just reverse the whole move and go all the way back up now, knowing the way natural gas does. All I know is I still hold a bit of a long position, and I have no reason to sell. So, but I'm not really paying too much attention to it at the moment. I'm long, I'm still okay. So I'll just keep holding. All right, oil. Oil, yeah, I thought this was a bit too much of a drop. Up it goes. I said I'd expect a higher low. If it comes back down here to buy, look at this tail here. Perfect on 74, literally. And then again and again, I think we're just going to go back up. So for me, next target is 82 on oil. I mean, we have got constant higher lows, and this is like a descending breakout coming. I don't need to draw it. I can kind of feel it and tell. You see what I mean? There was no close above, but today is probably the day it closes above this descending, and then in one day we'll be up in the testing 79, 80, and then probably 82, and who knows, back up here. So oil's doing exactly what I expect, although it has tested this low a few times. But I think especially that candle, that Tuesday candle there yesterday, that looks very good. So I think oil bounces up here. Uranium, it's still grinding sideways. It's made this huge move up here above 28.5, just going sideways, forming a base to probably go higher, actually. So uranium's all good, but gold has taken a spotlight. Let's check out gold. This was wonderful. Already we had this close above. Remember, I kept on saying 2010 is the big number. I don't hear anyone else talking about 2010. It's always 2000, 2000 and maybe 50, 2080. Obviously, 2100 is the one number everyone wants it to close above, because then it's guaranteed. We have made new highs. It's a big new round number. But to get there, we still need to traverse 2 lines. So already this close above 2010 was wonderful. And then we had this catalyst of the comments. I mean, I think anything would have done it, but that was a pretty good one. So up we go. And now we are at, for me, 2050, very significant, relatively significant, obvious resistance, right? Look at the highs here, here, here. Also, even this huge spike all the way up here, new all-time highs. Yeah, where did it close? Exactly at 2050. So 2050, look, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles at least. And here again today, we've touched it and we're below it. So do we go back down, retest? It would be a little, not disappointing, it would be normal. It'd be procedure to come back down, retest 20, maybe 2020 instead of 2010, you know, and then go back up. So it would be slightly annoying, but totally expected and standard bullish procedure. So just watch out that we don't sort of drop a bit in the next couple of days. It might not all happen today, right? It would be ridiculous that candle just goes all the way down. In fact, if it did, it'd be hugely bearish. So we could have a sideways, even small red day, then back down, and then a curl. But then again, we could keep going up. Obviously, anything can happen. But just watch out. This 2050 is resistance, I think, is the point. But that was a beautiful move. Let's check silver. So silver, we wanted it to be at 25 around here, and that's where it is. In fact, I prefer it to be higher. But look, you can see silver is copying gold. It's also at resistance. 25 is a big round number. We've hit it several times, but never really made any substantial gains above it. This is perfect indication of 25 being resistance. And there we are. So do we do the same thing? Do we just go sideways? Maybe today is a bit of a doji reversal, or, you know, resistance is there. We are touching the ceiling and then come back down in 1 or 2 days. Obviously, you know, what does the DXY do? Does the DXY go down to 102? Or does it retest the flush it's just done and then go back down? You know, let's just go revisit DXY real quick. What I mean is it could just go back up here and then go back down to 102. And that's when you've got your massive move to 20, not 2050, we're there, 2080, 2100, all new time highs in the dollar. Obviously, gold's made new all-time highs in all currencies. So it's just the dollar that's really resisting. So that's gold and silver. And what did the miners do? They finally are outperforming. So silver's outperforming gold, the miners outperforming, sorry, GDXJ is outperforming GDX. This is all bullish stuff. This is exactly what we needed, right? I mean, everything else has gone up, and now we're finally outperforming everything. And there are some big moves in some of these stocks. So GDXJ, I will start off with that because I accidentally deleted GDX. You know, for me, obviously 36 was where we had to close above. We did that, yes, on Monday. Didn't do a video then, but I spoke about 36 all the time. I just said we're almost there. So obviously, we were there by Monday. And look what follows. This is not just random. This is it was a there's always a catalyst. There's always news is just an excuse for what the charts were going to do anyway. So up we go. Look at this close at high of day. I think we're not done. I mean, yeah, if gold's hitting resistance, I think we could still have a bit of follow through. For me, next resistance is 39 on GDXJ. Okay, 40 is obviously a big round number, but I don't see resistance at 40. I actually see it 39, maybe even just below. Obviously, when I say 39, I mean just below. It's always like that. You know, I like my non-round numbers when it comes to selling. So if I wanted to sell 39, I'd probably sell 38.89 or 39, sorry, 38.89 or 38.94, something like that. But you can see close at high of day, bit more to go. Let's hope there's no big red candle by the time the market opens, but beautiful candle, up 4.5%. It's a nice big move. And the GDX, obviously very similar. Very similar. Look at that. It opens at its 30 level and just goes all the way up, close at high of day. Wonderful stuff. Up 4.8%. Actually, that outperformed. That's something I noticed. The seniors were up more. The seniors were up more than the juniors. But they're pretty much the same thing. It was just a nice move in Newmont, which is good because that's my heaviest holding. Finally. So where's the next resistance? You can see it's 30 for me, 31.75, let's say, thereabouts. But it's not the strongest resistance. It's just the first obvious one on the way to 32, and then after that, 32.5, 33. It's a bit of there's a rough resistance between, I'd say, 31.75 and 33. And when that's the case, what do? I look at gold and silver. So when gold's hitting resistance and GDX is roughly where I see resistance, I'd say, okay, we're at resistance. So there you go. Beautiful. Perfect. Let's just see if we have a bit more of a move up. And then maybe you can actually I trimmed a little bit yesterday on 1 or 2, but I'm looking for a bit more of a trim. If GDXJ, especially because that's more obvious resistance. If maybe GDXJ will actually be the signal for me for the GDX resistance, because when GDXJ hits resistance, then maybe GDX will also collaborate at the same time. Let me just really quickly, I'm not going to do a portfolio update because that's really a weekend thing, but look at Newmont. There's a little trim yesterday, right? I don't see that screaming through because, I mean, I didn't expect this to happen so quickly. But look at that. I said 39 was the first hurdle. We didn't care about 39. 40, I didn't see as resistance, and we didn't care about that. But 41 is. So yesterday, just up here, I was like, okay, let me trim just in case tomorrow there's a bit of a retracement. So tiny, tiny trim on Newmont because I still think we're going way higher. And this is the kind of move you need to go way higher. Look at this Barrick Gold. You can see some strength here. This is why the seniors were up more than juniors. It's just certain seniors were up a lot. Look at this Barrick Gold straight through 17 and kept going, kept going. Beautiful stuff. Nico Eagle, just one of perfect candles. Open, close. Open at low of day, close at high of day. Eagle can probably still go a little more. Pan American Silver, that should have been up more, I think, but this will do, right? Close above the descending, a little higher. Wheaton straight through. This one I'm trimming now. I trimmed a little bit there. There was an automatic good till cancel, but this one I want to just trim and actually close the position as we keep going up, because on a retracement, I want to use all the proceeds to go into a smaller one like this one. Look at this. This should be squeezing any second. If gold and silver, if gold starts doing 2100 and silver squeezes too, this should really absolutely monster squeeze, because we've taken out this descending. I spoke about that already. And then the all important double resistance here. Okay, we didn't close above 6. That's probably what you really need. And I was talking about that. But we've got this horizontal resistance just around 6 where we are now. And this other descending, in case I got it wrong by a few millimeters, we could say it's not done yet. But once you close above 6, it is. So watch out for this one. Look, only up 2.5%. You're still lucky there. Fortuna, look at this, close above the resistance. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. EXK, this one still is disappointing though. This one I didn't sell anything. This should really squeeze, but it's seriously undervalued. I don't know what's going on. Mag finally is starting to wake up. K92 had a nice move. Look at this. In the end, I am doing a portfolio update, but Metalla still not that much, but it's near this double resistance. And there are more, of course, those that I accidentally deleted from TradingView, Curl Darlene, this one. Not the biggest move, but a perfect candle. Just need to pop now to the 330s. And really need to close above 3. And the all-important, the one that stole the show, another one. Look at Discovery. I was talking about this one. I said, look, it wasn't the best candle over here. I mean, I said this wasn't the best price action. It should be up in the 53s, but it was a good candle. And look what happened. Monday, Tuesday, that was up 20% there. Beautiful. Close above the descending. This could really run here. So I think this is in squeeze mode. I really do. So 70, come down a little bit and then keep going. This should go to $1. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Obviously, everything's amazing. I'll do a portfolio update on the weekend. I did one yesterday, didn't I? Or whatever. Yeah. So let's see what happens. Let's look at the dollar. Let's look at gold. Let's look at silver. Let's look at the GDX, GDXJ, and good luck today.